Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I was at the Resource Conservation Challenge a little bit earlier this year, sometime last month as a matter of fact, and we heard about this really interesting project that Furman University had going on for sustainability. And so I thought I'd take a co-worker and go find out what this was all about. And Furman University has this beautiful campus, and they have an Office of Sustainability, and they are really sort of on the leading edge of the sustainability movement. And so I was very excited to get a chance to go visit. So I called up the Furman Office of Sustainability, and I told them I wanted to visit and I wanted to record, and they said sure, no problem, because I told them that I was going to share this with my students, and they thought that that would be a fantastic idea. And here we see the Furman fountains as we enter onto Furman. So the project here, there are a lot of projects going on at Furman that I really was interested in, but this particular project is a living machine. And a living machine is basically a wastewater treatment plant. Now, wastewater treatment plants, conventional wastewater treatment plants, work on biological processes that have been in existence for quite some time. And here we are coming upon it. This particular living machine was built in a greenhouse behind the science building. Now, water quality issues are important to Furman, and here you see the beautiful Furman Lake with the bell tower in the background. Furman University has some very interesting history, and if you get a chance you should look into it sometime. But water quality issues are very important here, and this particular body of water was having some problems, and Furman University took it upon themselves to make a difference. And so when they decided to build the new science building, which you see here, and there's our guy, Dr. Powell, they decided to make it not only a functional sustainable thing, but part of the education process. There you see the solar collectors. Here we're walking into the living machine. You saw 4 rough treatment, and the last 2 here you see are finishing treatment, part of the living machine. This is a very neat, very complex system. It's really not as complex as all that, but it's a very neat system where the coarse treatment that you see right there on your right uses tidal mechanisms, tidal ecology, particular bacteria, and the wastewater, as you can see down that pipe, comes up in through the media, and the media that you see, the gravel there, is not really gravel, but it's I'll come back to that. There you see the mechanisms there are just a couple of simple pumps, much simpler than a conventional wastewater treatment plant. But in the tidal system, the wastewater is pumped up through that media, which is inoculated with bacteria. The bacteria, of course, begin the nitrification, denitrification process. They begin to break the BOD down and go through those chemical processes necessary that we talk about in class all the time. Then they go down to the next batch, and this cycle starts. Here you see the brain of the operation, and from one cell to the next cell to the next cell and back out to holding tanks, which I'll show you in a moment, so that the process is treated over and over again. And there beneath our feet you see some of the piping networks necessary to get the water from one holding tank to another. This is a broader view. You see on the right there's a swamp cooler. The swamp cooler is there because it's a greenhouse, and sometimes greenhouses can get overheated. There you see the shiny, new, I believe LEED certified science building. It is really a beautiful facility, well-maintained lawn. Here we are outside of the living machine, and these are the external tanks, holding tanks, and we're going to pop these bad boys open in just a second so you can take a look at the innards here. Nice crushed gravel there, and there's the living machine in the greenhouse that we were talking about. Here you see the raw effluent before it enters the living machine. being aerated and prepared to be pumped into the living machine. Solids all removed at this point through a settling process. There are some of the solids in the second tank being dehydrated, and you see a sampling unit right there. There really is just not enough time in this video to really truly do justice to this really neat system, but being as how we've talked about this in class before, you should have a pretty good idea what we're talking about here. Here is the nearly polished effluent, and there again is a shot of the entire thing. So again, and the solar collectors, which are not yet in full use. They're still tweaking the system, but hopefully will generate enough heat and electricity to make that living machine sustainable. And this is the water from out there. And again, beautiful area, beautiful campus. If you get a chance to visit, to look at this facility, I would suggest you do it. Special thanks to Furman Universities.